morning, good afternoon, hello, and welcome to all you wonderful coaches, super coaches, and super duper coaches. Dermot Butterly here. My family will attest to, yes, I am indeed called Dermot Butterly. Otherwise, in Irish, it's Dermot O'Butterlig. Yep, that's my Irish name, believe it or believe it not. You're listening to the Super Coach Podcast, the business of coaching made easy. Now, today I want to talk about my chicken. Yes, you heard it correctly. I want to talk about my chicken, Babs. Now, Babs is our chicken. We had 3 chickens, but of course, I can't tell you what happened to the other 2 in case there's kids watching, but it was a very sad story. I don't mind saying so. Yes, it kind of felt like that. But I'm going to talk about the happy chicken, Babs. Now, here's the problem. Babs had a problem. When she went outside, she left her home, her chicken coop, her house, her little community. She would go into the garden. And she has this huge garden that she can go in. But now somebody, I won't mention any names, didn't cut the grass. And as a result of the grass being long, Babs goes into the grass and then she can't find her way home. And Babs kind of feels like this. Where's my home? Who stole my home? And so I thought to myself, how can I fix this? Now, I'm always thinking about things for coaching and coaches in our program, the Super Coach Experience, and I thought, okay, well, let me look at this and see what I can do for Babs. What I ended up doing was I mowed the lawn right at the chicken coop at the door. I mowed the lawn and I created a trail of mowed grass, so flattened the grass, all the way out to the big patch of land where she goes. And then I ran the lawnmower along the inner edges of the fence so that it was like, you go to schools and they have the ring where you can jog. And so she had a walking space mowed out all the way around the garden and then back to her chicken coop. Now, I went out there for 20 minutes ago and lo and behold, she had come out of the chicken coop. She walked down the path, the structured path that I'd given her, the clear path. She walked around the garden a few times, eating whatever she eats, and then she walked right back into the chicken coop. Now, isn't that amazing? Now, what's amazing about that is I thought to myself, how can I get Babs to go out, enjoy the garden, and then find her own way back? Because I can't, run out at the end of the day every day and put her in before dark, and then she's got to find her own way. Now, coaches, a similar problem that I have seen over the years that coaches have, it's quite prevalent in the coaching community, is that coaches get a client or they have a complimentary session and they do the session with the client and they don't feel confident. There's imposter syndrome going on. They're constantly asking, am I right, asking the right questions? Is the client even getting anything out of this? How do I help the client to have some real shift, some real movement in the session? How do I impact the client in a bigger way? Now, we can take a lot from Babs' story. Because when you create a pathway for yourself in a coaching session from start to finish, which most coaches don't have, they don't take the time to step into coach position. They don't take the time to relax, create a nice contract, create a great experience for the client. A lot of coaches don't know that there is a structure. And it's a structure that I've developed, and I learned in school many years, but I've developed it over the years, that when you use it, you will go from struggling in a session to feeling more confident in your coaching, in your clarity, and in your impact in that session. Because, let's face it, coaching conversations for a lot of us can feel very unpredictable. You don't know whether the client is getting anything from the session at all. And great coaching becomes a heck of a lot easier when you have a simple structure to guide the conversation. Now, I've known this for a while, and one of the things I've spent quite a few weeks creating with my team is a guide for coaches. I call it the Confident Coaching Session Playbook. And it's a simple framework. It also has 15 of what I consider the best questions to help a client, to help you as a coach and a client to lead more clearer, more powerful, more impactful coaching conversations. So great coaching becomes easier when you have a simple structure to guide the conversation. And that's what I've put into this conversation framework playbook. It's a very simple way, it's a practical way, a framework that helps you to lead coaching sessions, with greater confidence, greater clarity, and most of all, impact. And like I said, I also added 15 of the best questions that I've come across. I had about 200. I went through them. I took out the 15 of the best. I've put it all into this very simple 5-stage structure playbook for you. That's down the bottom. So enjoy that. Now, I would encourage you, after you download it, pick one question and play with that question in your next coaching session. Because as I've seen, and what's relevant here in the story is that Babs had no pathway, no structure for going out into the big open wide field and then being able to get home. She had no pathway. And this conversation framework is your pathway to start a conversation and to end a conversation feeling more confident, feeling more clear, and creating more impact for the client. I'd like to say thank you very much, Babs, for being the chicken of choice today. Thank you, Babs. Thank you, Babs. Thank you, Babs. Yes, you're great. And we do love all the eggs. But thank you, Babs, for being the inspiration for our podcast today. Until the next time, think big, have fun, stay curious, keep on serving, keep on showing up and asking questions in those sessions. But most of all, have fun. All right. I'm Dermot Butterly. That's my story. You've been listening to the Super Coach Podcast, the business of coaching made easy. We'll see you around. Cheers.